All right, guys, welcome back to the session once again. It's your boy Walker FX here, and today I want to show you how I caught this amazing entry or amazing trade. We've been running for like 4,000 pips. We are running 4,000 pips and still running. Everybody who is in my community knows that this trade, we took this trade from $3,000. Now we are running $44,000, and that's amazing. Our investor is happy and we are also happy. That's the power of knowledge. You don't need enough capital. All you need is the knowledge and the right urge in the market, and everything is gonna work out for you perfectly well. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I caught this amazing entry just using price action, no complications. And I also use Fibonacci retracement to find the precise entry or the sniper entry. So I don't want to make this video long. Let's quickly jump into it and analyze the trade or the setup. So firstly, we could see that gold was pushing way higher over here, right? For the past few months, gold has been pushing higher and higher, right? So we got like a double top formation over here. But we didn't want to enter. We've not seen any confirmation, right? Even though this is a valid sell setup, but we don't want to enter like this, right? So we left the market for it to do a thing. Market sold out massively to the downside. Over how many pips? Over 10,000 pips. That's crazy. Over 10,000 pips. You have to know this is the daily time frame, so this move is very, very huge. Gold sold over 10,000 pips with this this sell, right? So that's cool. Gold sold. Now we know that sellers are in the market, because initially gold was buying. We couldn't know when price wants to retrace. So now after this big drop happened, now we have an idea that sellers are in the control, like sellers are in the market. Now gold wants to push a bit lower, right, before any up movement, but now we are interested in selling gold. So last 3 weeks I waited to see any kind of retracement. So when we got this impulsive move to the downside, gold rejected immediately and started giving us some kind of bullish movement. Like I always tell you, price action, when you see something like this, it doesn't mean gold wants to buy. This one is a correction. We have something called correction, right? This is a correction for price to continue pushing lower, right? So how do you know, or how can you find your entry in this correction phase, right? So how did I find my entry? With the help of Fibonacci, right? So supply and demand traders would want to find a sell position over here, right? Like we all know, this is a sell supply zone that we want to wait for market to come and tap in and find entry. So what if we said we wanted to wait for price to come here before finding entry or taking any sell position? We would have missed this whole setup, right? So we decided to use Fibonacci this time. So I drew my Fibonacci from where the market started selling to where it stopped selling and started retracing, right? And if you've been watching my video, or if you've been following me, or if you are in my mentorship, you are part of my mentorship program, you will know that I'm only interested in only one zone in the Fibonacci retracement. I have 3 zones. I've set 3 zones, but I'm only interested in the one zone. So this is the 50% psychological level, and I have the 61.8%, and I have the 78.60% deep retracement level. So we waited. We could see that market tapped in our 61, in between 61 and 78%. And if you have been following me, or if you are part of my mentorship, I always tell you that these are the zones we are always interested in. These are the zones we are always interested in. It's very, very simple. Just start from where price started selling, draw it to where price ended selling, and started giving us a retracement. Draw a retracement, Fibonacci retracement, and wait for price to come in between 61 to 78 zone, and wait like, and find confirmation or wait for confirmation and enter. So if you are looking for sell position, you draw your retracement from where it started selling to the downside, and you wait for price to tap in that zone. You look for confirmation, you take your sell position. If you want to take a buy position, you wait, you draw your retracement from where price started buying to where it stopped buying and, you know, started retracing. You draw your retracement, Fibonacci retracement to the upside. You wait for price to tap into the zone 61.8% to 78.6% zone. I will make a YouTube video on how I set my retracement, because there are a lot of zones over there, but I'm only interested in only 3 zones, right? Yeah, so like I said, we waited for price to tap in our 61.80 to 78.60, you know, deep retracement level, and that's our point of interest also, right? So what did we do? Now we've had, let me clear this thing. Now we have a clue that price is in our, you know, it's in our zone where we are interested in taking our sell position. So we'll just go lower. We'll go lower to find or to see a change of what? A change of character. Because I always tell you that you have to always wait for confirmation. You don't just enter the market anyhow, right? You don't just enter the market anyhow. So you have to know this move is very, very big. I was analyzing it in the daily time frame. So now I'm at the 1 hour 30 minutes time frame. Now you can see I caught this move few, like, how many months, how many weeks? 3 weeks now. Yeah, we've been holding this position for 3 weeks now, right? So now we notice that, so let me clear that daily Fibonacci. So this is where price started selling, right? This is where price started selling. Over here. Price started selling over here, yeah. So this is where we got our entry. This zone, this is where we got our entry. So when we draw that Fibonacci in the daily time frame, we saw that price was in our zone, right? So we wanted to see extra confirmation to take a sell position. Yeah, this is where we sold. This is where we sold. We wanted to wait for price. We wanted to wait to see if price is in our zone in the lower time frame to find a sniper entry. So we scaled to the 30 minutes time frame. We waited for a market structure shift, because we noticed that over here price was consolidating. Price consolidated for some time, and now we saw a sharp movement to the downside, right? So what did we do? We waited, we drew our Fibonacci also. We drew our Fibonacci to the downside. Yeah, to the downside after this sharp movement, because this was a consolidation. That's what you should join my mentorship if you want to. I cannot teach every strategy over here. If you see a consolidation, you have to know there's a big movement coming, right? So when we got this big movement to the downside, we waited for price to tap in the zone and take our sell position. So we took our sell position over here. Sorry, we took our sell position over here. We took our sell position over there, and what happened? I don't really like analyzing in the lower time frame. So let me just make things simple. When we saw that movement on the low daily time frame, when you saw that price was in our zone where we are interested in taking the position, I scaled down to the lower time frame to find a change of character or market structure shift. Then I took the position over there, right? So I took the position over here, stop loss above this thing, this Fibonacci, and my take profit in my demand zone, or the lower point of the market where we want market to start buying, or market can start buying over there, right? And we could see, if you are in my community, you saw that I have 3 positions running, right? And each position I take it on the higher low. on a lower high. So this was my first entry, this was my second entry after that pullback. Same thing, I do same thing over and over again. When we see a sharp movement to the downside, you draw our Fibonacci. If you want to add more positions, we draw our Fibonacci. We notice that price was in this 61.8 to 78 zone, and we noticed some kind of rejections. We took our second entry over here, right? If you are in my community, you can see that I have 3 positions running, or 3 entries running. So this was my second entry, right? Same thing again, my third entry, which was this week Monday. My third entry this week Monday, we also did what? We drew our Fibonacci. Let me close the first Fibonacci so that I don't complicate things. We draw our Fibonacci to the downside again, to where the movement happened, right? To where the sell position happened. We saw market was over there, and we took the third entry. Price went to the downside. So guys, this, very simple, no complications, just price action. We don't want to trade against the trend. Market was in a downtrend, and now we don't want to buy, right? We just want to sell. This is how I got the entry. You have to subscribe, like, and share for more trading content, and this how we always do it. Peace.